Welcome into Market Day Report. I'm Scott Shellady, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thank you very much for tuning us in here today. Let's go through some of these prices as they stand right now, and then we'll take a look and see what our next guest has to say about them all. I've got corn pulled up 3.5 cents higher in July right now to 4.15 1/4. That's about 1 3/4 off the high of the day. Dees, the new crop, up 3 cents, 4.42 1/2. That's not bad, but it's a good place to start. All right, let's take a look at beans and see what we've got there. Not quite as good, but still we'll take it. They're to the upside. July's up 2 1/4 cents. 11.17 1/4 last. Well, we've got the November up 3 ticks, 3/4 of a penny to 11.34 3/4. That's a 10-cent range. We're basically right in the middle of it. All right, let's take a look and see what the Chicago wheat market's got. July, 4 cents better there to 5.90 3/4. We're 3 cents better in Dees to 6.17 3/4. That's Chicago wheat. All right, moving from Chicago to Kansas City, we can take a look at the hard red, and that's going to be up about 5 1/4 cents in July. 6.40 even is last. Dees is up 3 cents to 6.59 1/4. And we're going to take a look at cotton, and we'll get to our guest analyst. Cotton, well, not doing anything. 9 points lower right now in Dees. That's the new crop. 76.27 is last, and we've had just about an 80-point range, so not very much happening there. 76.26 is last, down now 10 points, and that's cotton December. All right, let's bring him in. Mr. Joe Lardy, one of my favorites. Haven't spoken to him in a while. Joe is he's up in Inver Grove Heights with CHS. Joe, okay, we haven't seen each other in a long time. I'm assuming you've got now the corner office. You got a corner office now. They pick you up and take you home in a helicopter, right? Yeah, I mean, it's
for sure.
I'm only exactly. So I would have never expected anything else. But anyway, what's top of mind right today? It's kind of quiet, but what's top of mind?
You know, top of mind continues to be I'm searching for the bullish catalyst in these markets. And frankly, it's got to come from two places. We either need to see a splash from China or we need to see the weather take a dramatic turn and really get hot and dry and kind of ugly to get these markets to, just do something. We had the WASDE report yesterday. Very tame, right? But we weren't expecting anything. And so we just have to play the waiting game now and wait on those two things, either weather or demand. And boy, weather sure looks to be, non-threatening, pretty good. Based on how often I'm mowing my yard, things around here are looking really fantastic. And so I think that's just keeping a lid on these markets. And by and large, we seem to have kind of shrugged off the politics in the Middle East and stuff. And so we're really kind of looking for fundamentals, but not finding much to trade on.
Well, firstly, great stuff as usual, but I would only take issue with one thing you said, that nobody actually believes that you mow your own lawn, all right? Let's just get that out of the way. You've got a team of people that take care of that.
I like
that 10-acre plot that you've got. Yeah, okay. But I wanted to ask you what about June 30th? Could we get a surprise out of the stocks and acreage?
Oh, absolutely. That's the next thing. And I started doing some analysis on the price moves on that day. And historically speaking, that's a day that the market can get a little jumpy. And I think this time around, that could be our next catalyst, as we get into the report, because when we did the farmers survey for the March numbers, that was right on the cusp of the war. And so, we're not sure, did the war have any impact on planning decisions? So right. I think we've been kind of a little bit in limbo until we get to this June number here.
I agree, and I get up on the side of the producer every morning. We had a farm, I get it, and I worry about what those folks are doing. And I like you. I look at what's going to be the next leg higher. What could be the catalyst for a next leg higher? And I think there's three of them: June 30th, the weather, and anything from China. And right now, two of those weather and China have been kind of tame right now. So maybe it is June 30th. We'll see. But once again, in this business, we always seem to be wishing our lives away, looking for the next big catalyst. So we got to be careful.
Exactly.
We got to live in the present, as my mother used to say. All right, Joe, always great to have you on. Joe Lardy with Inver Grove Heights. Have a great weekend, brother. He's with CHS up there. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more live cattle, feeder cattle, maybe even some lean hogs right after this.